I believe the emergency nature of the pandemic is over.
Hopeful words in the midst of what may be the most challenging wave yet from the director of a COVID research center in the U.S.
So I think we will go back to normal in the sense that we won't have major restrictions on behavior, and that COVID becomes endemic. It's just a disease that we will have to manage.
The suggestion that high rates of vaccination and mass infection thanks to Omicron could be the keys to the end of this pandemic as soon as April. In his commentary in the medical journal The Lancet, he wrote, "COVID-19 will continue, but the end of the pandemic is near." Canadian officials less certain, but still hopeful.
And we need to prepare for any potential unusual variants that might come along. At the same time, though, we do need to lay out a strategy and a plan towards moving back to something that is nearer normality.
But hospitals across Canada are still filling with COVID patients. While infections may be on the decline, the peak of hospitalization still weeks away in many parts of the country. This Alberta doctor's tweet a portrait of exhaustion matched by colleagues province-wide, snapshots of a healthcare system running on empty. Alberta bracing for record numbers of COVID patients, readying field hospitals and deploying hundreds of nursing students. Frontline healthcare workers struggling to hang on.
Burnout is at a very high level. The system is severely strained, and it's been like that now for 2 years, right? So we're hoping that at some point this ends and we can actually work on maybe improving the system.
Next door in BC, COVID hospitalizations are sky high too, but provincial officials say there are signs they may be past the peak of infections.
We are hopefully at a place where we are getting through this wave again, and we'll be in a better place very soon.
So Aaron, clearly there's some optimism in this projection. I'm sure people are happy to hear that, but I keep thinking, no one expected Omicron. And what does this report say about the possibility of a new variant popping up in the future?
Well, it says that they're coming in and that they could be more severe than Omicron, but they're hoping that the combination of vaccines, people who've already had COVID, so have some immunity there, and new antiviral drugs that are being released around the world now should be enough to keep those future variants contained.
Hopeful is a nice word to hear. Thank you.
You bet.